Greetings, fellow sinners. Hey, the Reprieve here with you once again. This is sort of response to Relaxed God Folk, who tagged me in his video, The TSA and the Evil Government. He wanted me to prove him wrong in his video. He wanted somebody to prove him wrong and tagged me, I guess, to do so, or at least get my opinion. I'm afraid I can't prove you wrong because you're right, dude. So it's going to be really hard for me to do that, but I am going to expand on what you said. So this is sort of a response to the tag, and it's sort of just me ranting. Now I'm going to link your video right here so that people can watch that first. Please watch this first because it'll give you some perspective on what I'm talking about. Relaxed God Folk made reference to, I think it's Cenk or Cenk from, what the heck? He's on MSNBC now, and he was on the Young Turks before that. It may still be. I don't follow him a whole lot, but I have seen him in his talks with debate with How the World Works. So I'm familiar with him very little bit. What Cenk tried to do was paint Michael Chertoff as this bad guy, as the epitome of why capitalist societies are failures and why they always prey upon the little guy first. And in a sense, in a very, very outlandish sense, yeah, you can place the blame all right there if you want to, but then you'd just be ignoring the bigger picture, which is, and he even alluded to it a little bit because he brought up lobbyists. And he blamed lobbyists for being able to lobby Congress to get stuff like these full-body scanners to be legal or permanent or whatever. And, you know, this is part of the problem. This is part of the problem with not just our government as a whole, but our society as a whole. See, we're completely lost on personal responsibility. Now, the TSA is putting this into effect. The TSA still has to answer to our government, period. They are a part of it. They don't operate separate from it. So they have to answer to our government. If our government was concerned about doing what was right for us, first of all, they'd listen to us, which obviously they fail to do time and time again. And I'm not saying this as a Republican or a Democrat. I'm saying this as an American citizen because I can tell you right now, both sides ain't listening. Because, you know, completely aside from that, they want us to fit into this little mold. Either you're a far right-winger or you're a far left-winger. And you guys know me, I have another channel that does play on that, but I'm not really that crazy. I'm not really that right-wing. I do that for fun. Almost in a Stephen Colbert kind of fashion to make fun of it. But at the same time, back to the topic at hand here, this is getting ridiculous. You're telling me that we know, I mean, if you knew who was stealing, think about your job. Think about the job you go to every single day. And if you know who's stealing from you, okay? Who's stealing from your company? If you know the guy sitting in the cubicle next to you is stealing from the company, why does everybody else have to pay the price for what that idiot's doing? That's what this amounts to. This amounts to every single American citizen, every single law-abiding person having to pay a price, and that price being more than I'm willing to pay. I ain't flying on a stupid plane again. That's ridiculous. I'll drive. There's nowhere that I want to go right now that I can't drive to or take a boat to. But even more so, where this gets ridiculous is because I'm going to misquote this, but it was Benjamin Franklin that said, he who gives up a little bit of, what is it? He who gives up a little bit of liberty for security deserves neither and will have neither. I'm sure I screwed that up, but I'm not going to Google it right now. If this is what you're willing to give up so that, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of airplane flights take place every single day. And we've had 2 crash into buildings in the last 50 years or so, or I think there was actually 3 because some kid flew one into a small Cessna. into a building. But really, and then another one crashed in Pennsylvania, another one crashed into the Pentagon. Okay, an organized terrorist attack. So now you put these in every single airport across the country, and you can keep the law-abiding American citizens from sneaking something onto the planes. But what you can't do is put these in the other countries where people are just going to fly from. They still have to fly into the United States. And you're not going to put these stupid things up all around the world, okay? So all they're going to do is just find a way around. I'm not even an expert, and I just thought of a way around it, okay? You're telling me that an organized terrorist network can't come up with alternative ideas? And even if you do, let's say there's no airplane problems for the next 50 years, no man-made airplane terrorist attacks for the next, let's go 500 years. Do you think that's going to end terrorism? Do you think they're going to stop? If they want to kill you, they're just going to find another way. And you know what? You might even force them into finding a way to kill more people. They got pretty lucky on 9/11 and got 3,000 plus. I mean, what's next? There's so many things that we do. You think about how many people get to a football game on a Sunday afternoon, or to a NASCAR race, or to a World Cup soccer game, or in a subway, or on a bus, or you got hundreds of kids in a local school. If they want to send a message, the message is going to be sent, whether you got these full-body scanners in there or not. So these full-body scanners represent two things. One, the feeling of security, not actual security, just the feeling of it. So when you go through, you feel like you can fly easier, like you can get on a plane, and you're going to be at ease because everybody was checked and nobody could possibly have any kind of illegal or dangerous substance on them. But if they really wanted it, they're going to get it on there regardless of that. But okay, and the second thing that this is going to do is it's going to make money. And it's going to make somebody, apparently Michael Chertoff and company, buttloads of money. And they're going to make it at your expense, okay? Because who do you think's paying for these? You think the TSA has a checkbook that they're just writing this out of? No, it's coming out of your tax money, your taxes, that now we have to increase because everybody's talking about cutting back the Bush tax cuts or whatever. And they'll find other ways to raise taxes to pay for these millions and millions of dollars of machines, and it'll make somebody like Michael Chertoff rich, or his company rich, or whatever. And you are going to pay the price. You're going to pay it twice, because you're going to pay with your wallet and you're going to pay with your personal freedom. And that's the price I am not going to pay. And it all comes down to what a pussified country we've become. Excuse my French, but we are a nation of pussies. We really are. We have no backbone. The last time anybody in this country had a backbone was Rosa Parks, okay? She said enough was enough. Guys like Paul Revere, the aforementioned Rosa Parks, even, you know, the closest example we have in the last 20 years is the mother of a fallen soldier who sat out in front of the president's house for, what, 6 weeks or something? A house that he doesn't even visit when he didn't visit when he was president. I mean, really? This is our act of bravery nowadays? I mean, we were a country that was built on guys that took over a cargo ship and threw tea into a harbor, and who organized an army from people who were fed up and fought off an efficient militia of organized, trained soldiers, and decided, no, we ain't taking this anymore. We're done. You know, you cannot trample on our freedoms. You cannot tell us what to do without giving us some representation. Nobody's representing us. Nobody is standing up for the people that are saying enough is enough. We don't need this. We don't want this. You know, and it's the Tea Party that has to wake us up to too much taxes. What's it going to take to wake us up to too much invasion of personal privacy? You know, it's the same crowd that got all ticked off when Bush did the warrantless wiretaps, which I was part of. I didn't want that. I still don't. I don't want the warrantless wiretaps. I don't want the hacking of Facebooks that they're doing, the CIA and whatever, and Homeland Security. I don't want full body scans when I want to get on an airplane, because then what comes next? What do I have to give you next? It's not happening. I draw the line here. You draw the line where you want. My line is here. I am not flying on an airplane, and I don't care how much more dangerous it is in a car. I will walk before I will get on another airplane. That's the sad fact of it, and it's not because I am afraid to let somebody else see me in a body scan naked or check out my junk or whatever. It's because I draw the line. I am saying no. I am saying for myself and my family that enough is enough, and this is absolute BS. And keep in mind that this is the same government that just a few weeks ago tried to make it a law that you can't buy a stinking Happy Meal in whatever part of California. They wanted to make it a law that you can't decide what you are going to eat. That you can't decide what you're going to feed your children because it might come with a toy that entices them into buying it. Have we seriously fallen this far? We're going to brag about the armies we send around the world to bring freedom to other people, and we can't even defend our own freedoms right here? Seriously? Have we seriously come this far? If people could roll over in their graves, some of these founding fathers that actually took a stand, that actually said enough is enough, it's got to be like a cyclone going on in their coffins right now. They'd be spinning so fast your head would be like exploding. So yeah, that's my response. Relax, God, folks. I'm sorry, and I really I've got not a whole lot of interest in talking about this again because nobody's listening. Nobody is listening, and nobody's listening to the people that are standing up. And this transcends Republican or Democrat, because I know in my circle of friends, half are Republican and half are Democrat, and every single one of them is pissed off about this. Excuse my language, but that should let you guys know how I feel. Thanks for watching, and always remember that true peace begins with how we treat our children. God bless you guys.